Hey nerds, it's Tuesday, January 14th, the third week of 2025, and I'm running down what's coming up this week, starting now. Welcome back to the Nerd Social. I'm Nathan. As always, if you want to jump ahead of the intro to see what's coming up on any day this week, there are chapter links below. As a quick guide, depending on what you are most interested in, typically studios and production companies release DVD, Blu-ray, or video on demand, VOD movies on Tuesdays, streaming movies on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and theatrical movies on Fridays. All right, I'm a little behind, so let's get started with this past Sunday. So it looks like The Simpsons is on hiatus for right now. I think last week I said that there was an episode, but there wasn't an episode last week, and there wasn't an episode this week. The Equalizer is on hiatus until February 16th. We had the season finale of Landman, episode 10, The Crumbs of Hope. Tommy and Cammy discuss whether to gamble or play it safe. The cartel makes a move. The Great North is on hiatus until February 16th. We have a new episode of Vienna Blood, Season 4, Episode 2, Mephisto Waltz, Part 2. Oscar and Max find themselves in a perilous position with little protection from Mephisto's deadly reach. The future of the Empire is threatened. The stakes have never been higher. A new episode of Mayfair Witches. This is Episode 2 of Season 2, 10 of Swords. Rowan must find Lasher before more people are hurt. Sip finds an ally in an angry Mayfair cousin. So as of the first episode of this last week, I'm behind even though I have screeners. I'm going to try to cover this. The first episode was interesting, but I have my issues with it. So we'll see if I can cover it with other things coming up. On MGM Plus, we have a new season of Rogue Heroes, Season 2, Episode 1, with a new mission and the threat of disbandment facing the SAS. A new ally is found in a familiar name. We have a new season, Miss Scarlet on PBS. Eliza Scarlet runs a thriving detective agency, but Duke's absence prompts tough decisions. New Detective Inspector Blake arrives. She must build rapport to access police resources amid personnel and professional changes. This is actually directed by the Russo brothers, so it might be pretty interesting. Episode 1 is called The Rival. Private Detective Eliza probes a lord's vanishing from Scotland Yard. New inspector thwarts her due to rules against private eyes. Eliza persists, clashing with the inspector while demonstrating her sleuthing skills during the investigation. We have Season 5, Episode 1 of All Creatures Great and Small on PBS. Episode title is To All Our Boys. It is spring 1941, and with the Second World War underway, Siegfried is taking up the slack at the surgery, while Miss Hall and Helen are considering their contributions within the community, and Carmody is eager to step up. On Monday, we had another episode of Kids Baking Championship. This is episode 2 of season 13, titled Macaronimals. Host Duff Goldman and Condra Brown challenge the kid bakers to create animal-shaped macaroons like turtles or pandas. Duff demonstrates how to make a smooth macaron batter before baking begins. To add to the fun, the bakers must also create edible habitats for their macaroons. Today, on Tuesday, we have a new episode of High Potential, Season 1, Episode 9, The Rams. A famous baseball newscaster is murdered, and the team is on the case. Meanwhile, Soto and Morgan meet with a potential lead to discuss Roman's disappearance, and Tom has some personal news to share with Morgan. New episode of The Irrational. This is Season 2, Episode 9, Another Man's Treasure. Alec and Marissa investigate a museum heist, and a curator and his son might hold the key. The case raises ethical questions about the controversial practice of buying and selling cultural artifacts, which brings up old memories for Marissa. For a new episode of St. Denis Medical, this is episode 7 of season 1, 50 cc's of kindness. Ron mocks Alex and Matt's attempt to resolve conflict between two prison inmates who stabbed each other in a gang fight. Serena helps Bruce address his fear of needles. Joyce finds herself smitten by the burly prison guard. New episode of Night Court. This is season 3, episode 5, Mayan Worst Enemy. This is season 3, episode 5, Mayan Worst Enemy. Abby is thrilled when Mayan Bialik appears in the courtroom, but she begins to wonder if the situation is more sinister than it seems. Dan hunts for a mystery man guilty of forging basic etiquette. We have the season finale of of the Skeleton Crew. There is no description of this episode yet. However, Colin and David have been breaking down the episodes. The last couple episodes have been really good. If you haven't checked out the show, you should probably check it out, and you can check out their reviews above. On PBS, we have a new episode of Lucy Worsley Investigates. This is season 2, episode 2, The Gunpowder Plot. On November 5th, 1605, a group of conspirators plan to blow up Parliament. Lucy Worsley investigates the gunpowder plot, asking what drove them to this radical act of extremism. Got a new episode of Will Trent tonight, season 3, episode 2, Sunnyside Up. Under mounting political pressure, the GBI and ADA Marin Alba race against time to rescue a kidnapped child, all while uncovering dark secrets that could shatter their preconceived notions of the law enforcement community. We have a new episode of Finding Your Roots. This is episode 2 of season 11, La Familia, exploring the Italian roots of television host Joy Behar and actor Michael Imperioli. We have a new episode of Doc on Fox. This is episode 2, Try Again. While at the hospital recovering, Amy can't help but insert herself into her roommate's case. All the other doctors and nurses have to adjust to the once formidable chief now being a patient. I watched the first episode of this, and it's actually pretty good. Has a really compelling premise. I guess we'll see where it goes. I have a new episode of The Rookie. This is season 7, episode 2, The Watcher. The team is tasked with community policing while hunting for a local vigilante. Selena's instincts are tested. Tim and Lucy discover secrets about the 2 new rookies. A special on Netflix, Ari Schaefer, America's Sweetheart. Whether it's the joy of stereotyping or the beauty of drug addiction, Ari Schaefer focuses on the positive in this darkly uplifting special. On Peacock, we have a documentary, Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy. The 90-minute documentary tells the story of Sean Combs' early years and offers crucial insights into the forces that shaped the man and may have made him into a monster. The special also includes exclusive, never-before-seen footage of Diddy partying at home and in the studio. Diddy's label mate at Uptown Records, AIB Shore, all speak out for the first time on his relationship with Kim Porter before she started dating Diddy. On VOD, we have Escape. After completing his required decade of military service and being honored as a hero, a North Korean sergeant makes a sudden, shocking attempt to defect to the South, risking life and limb for the chance to finally determine his own destiny. On VOD, we have Half-Life of Memory. America's forgotten atomic bomb factory in the suburbs of Denver, the Rocky Flats plant, produced a staggering 70,000 atomic bombs, each serving as a trigger for thermonuclear war. Concealed by government secrecy, the plant's fires, leaks, and illicit dumping of nuclear waste contaminated the Denver area with long-lived radioactive toxins. My name is Alfred Hitchcock. A century after Alfred Hitchcock's first film, he remains one of the most influential filmmakers in the history of cinema. But how does his vast body of work and legacy hold up in today's society? Queer, this is on VOD today. In 1950s Mexico, an American immigrant in his late 40s leads a solitary life amidst a small American community. However, the arrival of a young student stirs the man into finally establishing a meaningful connection with someone in queer. On Wednesday, we have a new episode of Abba Elementary. This is season 4, episode 10, Testing. Janine must rethink her lesson plans after her class performs poorly on a practice test. Jacob struggles to engage a disinterested student. The district sends a new custodian to train under Mr. Johnson. Shifting gears is episode 2, Accommodations. Matt is a stubborn, widowed owner of a classic car restoration shop. When Matt's estranged daughter and her kids move into his house, the real restoration begins. So I may drop this from the rotation. This show has had some middling reviews, and I actually tried to check it out. Got through about 12 minutes of it before I had to turn it off, so don't think it's worth reporting on a weekly basis. On HBO, we have a documentary series called An Update on Our Family. The series explores family vlogging, where parents share their lives online for profit. Duffer, the Mika and James Duffer controversy. The industry faced new scrutiny. The 3-part documentary questions vloggers' motives, the ethics of making children's lives public, exposing the unregulated world of family vlogging. On Thursday, Found is finally back from hiatus. This is episode 9 of season 2, Missing While Targeted. When a recovering drug addict goes missing, his girlfriend turns to M&A, but interference from outside forces complicates the investigation. Sir uncovers a shocking secret about one of M&A's allies. One of the members is critically injured. And Georgia and Mandy's first marriage on hiatus until January 30th. So is Ghost. So is Matlock. There's a new episode of Bookie. This is season 2, episode 5. Spooning is not necrophilia. The expansion of legalized sports betting is hurting Danny's Los Angeles bookmaking business as he juggles his remaining clients, co-workers, and family. A new episode of Going Dutch. This is episode 3 of season 1, CIA. The Colonel transforms into the overprotective father Maggie never asked for, but might reluctantly admit she needs, when her one-off boyfriend, CIA agent Rick, drops by the base for a weekend visit. I actually caught the first 2 episodes of this show. It's better than I wanted it to be. Like I said, I'm not a big lit fan, but Pootie's great, and also the other characters in this show are really interestingly drawn as well. So we have a new episode of Pit on Max. This episode is titled 9 a.m. This is the 3rd episode in the series. A realistic examination of the challenges facing healthcare workers in America as seen through the lens of frontline heroes working in a modern-day hospital in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It looks like the series is going to go through every hour in one day. The first 2 episodes were 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. We have the season premiere of Harley Quinn, season 5. The episode 1 is going to drop on Thursday. The Big Apricot. Harley and Ivy ponder a move to Metropolis as Gotham falls into chaos. I have seen most of the season already. I'm going to try to drop a review of the season itself. I'm not sure, I'm going to cover it week to week, but I'll drop a review of the season soon. Castlevania Nocturne Season 2 on Netflix. During the French Revolution, vampire hunter prodigy Richter Belmont fights to uphold his family's legacy and prevent the rise of a ruthless, power-hungry vampire. Season 2, Richter and his band of vampire hunters, now joined by Alucard, are in a desperate race against time. Erasbeth Bethany, the vampire messiah who already seems invincible, seeks the full power of the goddess Setback so she can plunge the world into endless darkness and terror. I have screenings for this. Netflix sent me screenings for this earlier today. I'm gonna see if I can get through it before it premieres on Thursday. Exo Kitty on Netflix. A new love story unfolds when matchmaker Kitty reunites with her long-distance boyfriend at the same boarding school attended by her late mother. The new episodes will follow Kitty as she returns to high school for a new semester at the Korean Independent School of Seoul, or KISS. On Peacock, we have a special SNL Beyond Saturday Night. Features over 60 contributors, including SNL alumni, offering a behind-the-scenes look at the show's history. Executive produced by Morgan Neville, the series reveals insights into the writer's room, auditions, and the iconic moments from the show. At the premiere of, or the return to TV of Hollywood Squares on CBS, this classic game show returns where 2 contestants play tic-tac-toe to win money and prizes. The game board features a vertical stack of cubes, each with a celebrity answering questions. Contestants decide if the answers are correct to win. Drew Barrymore stars as the center square and Nate Burleson hosts. On Prime Video, we have the premiere of Unstoppable. This movie that came out last year centers around the life of wrestler Anthony Robles, who was born with one leg and won a national championship in 2011 while competing at Arizona State University. And on Hulu, we have the premiere of Real Pain, which also came out last year. Mismatched cousins reunite for a tour through Poland to honor their beloved grandmother, but their old tensions resurface against the backdrop of their family history. On Friday, we have the season finale of Solo, Into the Fire. This is episode 10. There is no description of this episode yet, but I've seen the entire season. This is a pretty interesting episode. I don't want to spoil it, but it has a very interesting ending as we go into season 3, and I think it's actually been renewed for season 4 as well. New episode of The Agency on Friday as well. This is episode 9, The Rubicon. Martian buys time with the Crystal Ball Bluff at Langley. Blair and Owen hunt out a white rabbit. Osman raises the stakes. Henry tasks Dr. Blake with an urgent assessment. Danny crosses the Rubicon with a green light from Bosco, a trap is sprung. We have a new episode of Dexter Original Sin. This is episode 7, The Big Bad Body Problem. There is no description of this episode yet, though. We have the premiere of Severance Season 2. Mark leads a team of office workers whose memories have been surgically divided between their work and personal lives. When a mysterious colleague appears outside of work, it begins a journey to discover the truth about his jobs. I have reached out to Apple. I don't have screeners for this. I usually get screeners for everything from Apple. I want to try to cover this, but if I can't get screeners, I can't cover it. First season was really great. If you can catch it, try to catch it before Friday. If you have Apple TV Plus, of course. On Friday, we also have a special from Royal Jr., Lonely Flowers on Hulu. Filmed in Washington, D.C.'s Lincoln Theater, Roy blends sharp social and political commentary with humor, exploring topics like human connection, societal changes, and loneliness in a hyper-connected world, all while keeping audiences laughing. We have the premiere on Stars of The Couple Next Door, and a idyllic neighborhood hides lurking danger where secret desires surface and unravel lives. Evie and Pete move in, hoping to start a family, and soon form a friendship with their neighbors, alpha cop Danny and glamorous yoga instructor Becca. As the couples grow closer, one fatal night leads to a sexual entanglement that changes everything. The series also stars Hugh Dennis and Kate Roberts. On Amazon, we have a documentary series, the complete first half of the series anyway, Molly May Behind It All. The documentary series offers a rare look into Molly May's life post-breakup as she navigates motherhood and prepares to launch her biggest venture. It reveals her strength and ambition as she balances personal and professional pressures, giving viewers an unfiltered glimpse of Molly May's life like never before. A Different Man is going to premiere on Max, a 24 movie from last year. The aspiring actor undergoes a radical medical procedure to drastically transform his appearance, but his new dream face quickly turns into a nightmare. It stars Sebastian Stan. On AMC Plus, we have the premiere of Memoir of a Snail. This also came out last year. After a series of many misfortunes, a snail-collecting, melancholic misfit learns how to find confidence within herself and a silver lining amongst the clutter of everyday life in this animated film. On Friday, we have the premiere of a new film, Back in Action. Former CIA spies Emily and Matt are pulled back into espionage after their secret identities are exposed. I have a screener for this. I will drop a review of this Netflix film this week. In wide release, we have One of Them Days, when best friends and roommates Drew and Alyssa discover Alyssa's boyfriend has blown their rent money. The duo finds themselves going to extremes in a race against the clock to avoid eviction and keep their friendship intact. I missed a press screening for this on Monday. I will see if I can try to get to see this later in the week and review it. We'll see. September 5th expands on Friday. During the 1972 Summer Olympics in Munich, Germany, an American sports broadcasting team must adapt to live coverage of the Israeli athletes being held hostage by a terrorist group. Wolfman, a family in a remote farmhouse, is attacked by an unseen animal, but as the night stretches on, the father begins to transform into something unrecognizable. I'll review this later in the week. I have a press screening for it. In more limited release, we have Grand Theft Hamlet. Struggling actors Sam and Mark find solace from lockdown isolation by staging Hamlet and Grand Theft Auto Online, battling grifters as they connect through William Shakespeare. I'm Still Here. A mother is forced to reinvent herself when her family's life is shattered by an act of arbitrary violence during the tightening grip of a military dictatorship in Brazil, 1971. Night Call. This night is like all others for Maddie, student by day, locksmith by night. But Claire, the enigmatic young girl he helps out that night, is not who she claims to be. Maddie has only one night to prove his innocence in a city in turmoil. With the re-release of Sing Sing, Divine G, imprisoned at Sing Sing for a crime he didn't commit, finds purpose by acting in a theater group alongside other incarcerated men in this story of resilience, humanity, and the transformative transformative power of art. I saw this last year. I think it's okay. I think 24 is for pushing it a lot. It definitely has some great performances. I will say that. So it's worth checking out. I don't know if it's worth going to the theater for, but it's definitely worth checking out. And finally on Friday, we have Wish You Were Here. A woman searching for a spark finds a whirlwind night of romance with a man, only to discover he is terminally ill and commits to helping him spend his last days living life to the fullest. So that's it for this week. If you want us to cover any of the productions we aren't already covering, comment below, and if we get enough requests, we'll try to work them into our production schedule. And if you found this video useful, be sure to like and share and subscribe to make sure you don't miss our next update, our analysis, reviews, or news coverage. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.